And if you could you check and see if if we good as far as the. All right, Shalom. With Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we start out in 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. I'm Officer 5000, Mataza Pa. We'll be holding down tonight's Brotherhood class. Tonight is the Brotherhood class, so if anybody has any questions pertaining to Brotherhood in the chat or in the class, in the class, we just raise our hand. Of course, you can get it in the chat. If you got something pertaining to Brotherhood, go ahead and type it in, and we're about to get started. All right, so what I'm gonna start off with today. I want the man of sin. What's that in a second? Yeah. Man, look how far I am away from how I'm looking right here. Yeah. Gotcha. Throughout it too. Brother, I'm like, nigga, that nigga not even centered. He's not centered. Let me get the man of sin. All right, because if y'all didn't know, okay, but I know y'all brothers know because y'all priests and prophets in the school. But for anybody else that might be out there, right? When you look at the events that's happening in the world today, understand that the events that are happening in the world today is the Lord fighting for you. It is the Lord fighting on the behalf for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Understand that. Everything that you see happening in the world today is just not happening by chance. Okay, and everything that you do see happening can be shown in the Bible. All right, very easily. You got that? Read that? All right, yeah, I just had to go here real quick. I got to go here real quick. Yeah, you good. You good to go.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
So, go up a verse.
Yeah. The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind.
Right. What does shaken in mind mean?
That means like fearful.
Right. Shaken in mind, like you fearful, undecided, tossed to and fro kind of thing. Right. Go ahead.
Or be troubled.
Go ahead.
Neither by spirit, nor by word.
Right. Neither by spirit, nor by words. Right. Go ahead.
Nor by letter as from us. As that the day of Christ is at hand.
The day of what?
Christ is at hand.
The day of who is at hand?
Christ is at hand.
Now, the day of Christ is at hand. What was that? Yesterday? When was Easter?
It was Sunday.
Easter was Sunday, right? Sunday. That was March the 31st.
I think so.
Do you know what you know what else day that was?
Ishtar.
What was it? It was Transgender Day. So while Christians were celebrating the so-called resurrection of Christ, transgenders was also getting praised on this day as well. How horrible is that? And then the crazy thing was, I believe Christians had a problem with it, a problem with transgenderism, or that day being a transgender day. But you support transgenderism. How it doesn't make sense. Somebody hit me right here.
What was the chapter and verse?
Tell the brother where you at.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and we started at verse 2.
Go ahead. You can read on. Shalom to everybody that's in the chat. Let me get everybody that's in the chat real quick, man. If y'all don't know about the bottleneck theory, stick around. All right, we got I can't see from way over here, man. God, they got the computer so far. Nizam Ana, just starting paint. Shalom to y'all, Paris. Yaquar, Barack Wana, Shalom, Brianna Wright, and Miss Coco the Don. Shalom to y'all. Wow, y'all could be anywhere else, but y'all here rocking with me. And we're going to talk about the bottleneck theory and who Esau is today. And the reason why I got to show you who Esau is today, because a lot of people do not know who Esau is today. And that's why we read in the scripture, right? Because the man of sin has to be revealed. You can go ahead.
Verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
It says, let no man deceive you by any means. Now, this is a scripture that most Christians need to read. Most Christians, when a Christian says that they know the Bible, they read it back and forth, they do be knowing scriptures, but they don't understand the scriptures, right? You could be a scripture champion all you want. You could know everything front and back, forward and backward. That don't mean nothing. You don't understand the spirit behind what Christ is saying or the spirit behind what the brothers is dropping. You still just somebody that's lost in the sauce, right? You're still somebody that's in darkness. It says, let no man deceive you by any means. Now, can somebody give me examples of men and women in the Christian church being deceived?
The pastor telling them that the law is done away with.
The law is done away with. Give me some more. Easter, how about that?
Concert.
Not following those holidays.
Right, the high holy days. They're all null and void. Right. However, Christmas, Easter, every pagan holiday that that they used to worship in antiquity, that's just repackaged, right, and made to look fun for kids. Follow all of these holidays, right? Any more?
They're keeping the Sabbath on Sunday.
Sabbath on Sunday, right? Let no man deceive you. These things right here that y'all brothers just named are things that we can clearly see are not in the Bible. But whoever they're going to church to listen to about the Bible is standing in front of them and lying deceiving them about it, right? Now, can you give me some examples? It's not just the Christian church, right? We're going to go to an extension of the Christian church, which is the Muslim mosque. Give me some examples of these brothers being deceived. Yeah, you got it, Hebrew.
They're just following the wrong religions.
Right. Well, just following the religion, period. Anyway, right?
Right.
Them thinking that they somehow connected to Muhammad.
Right.
Everything that they know about that religion is false. They don't even know. They don't even understand that. The same way the Talmud condones pedophilia is the same way the writings of Muhammad, the teachings of Muhammad, the life of Muhammad endorses pedophilia.
Right. They don't even know that Muhammad copied the Bible.
Right. And you know what's crazy, right? You know what's crazy? He didn't even get that right.
Right.
He ain't even get that right. And what a lot of people don't know is a lot of those stories that seem like they're biblical really came from the Talmud. Some of them stories that they got in the Quran came out the Talmud. It didn't come nowhere from the scriptures. You able to keep going? Or you could have a brother pick it up if you.
Okay. Come on. The book of Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Now, when it says that day shall not come, unless it be a falling away first, what does that mean?
Like no believers.
No believers. Bring me home and expound. It says that that day shall not come unless there be a falling away first. If you need help, I believe you can go up to verse 2. See what the brother what they was talking about. I need
Salaki.
You got give me what is that? 2 Ezra 6 and 7? Is that where Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is beginning their followers? Let me get that. You got.
Does he mean like without all the horrible things happening?
No, because this day it is going to be some horrible things happen. The day is, anybody know what it's referring to? The day, this day shall not come unless there be a falling away first.
I got you.
When it says a fallen away, is that talking about how a fallen away from the oppressor and the belief system that the oppressor has?
Yeah, like, okay, the day when Christ, right? There has to be a falling away first. We have to his kingdom has to fall for our kingdom to rise. Right. I'm gonna give you an example. Give me that scripture real quick.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau is the what?
End of the world.
Esau is the end of one society, right? Read on.
And Jacob is the beginning of it.
When his society falls, the next society that it will rule will be Jacob's or the Israelites. When this rulership happens, it'll be, of course, under Christ, and this will be the last rulership. Right. There will be no more rulerships on earth. So first, we have to fall away from all the ideologies of Esau. Right. We have to fall away from all his vices, all his grips, everything pertaining to Esau. Read on to the one that you got. Could you read that from the top one more time?
Verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
There has to be a falling away first. Read on.
And that man of sin be revealed.
The man of sin has to be revealed. Now, is this talking about one man? Can man still represent many people? Right. That's why people have this crazy notion that Antichrist is just one person. They're waiting for one man to come and be the Antichrist.
Right.
No, if you do not follow the scriptures, you're Antichrist. If you do not follow Christ, you're Antichrist. Like Christians call themselves Christians, but don't do anything that Christ said to do. You're Antichrist because you when we tell you what Christ said, and when we tell you Christ said do this, Christ said do that. Christ said, I didn't come for these people, I only came for these people. You try to tell me that ain't what he meant. Hermeneutically speaking, man, look, you're Antichrist. Read on.
The son of perdition.
The son of perdition. What does the word perdition mean? Somebody look it up. The man of sin, right? The man of wrongdoings. The man of evil.
Could you say that's talking about a nation?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, because we're seeing this nation being revealed now. Right. We're seeing who the man of sin is today, right? We're seeing who floods America with pornography. We're starting to know who's the founders of the porno industry. We see the negative images of black people from Hollywood. We're starting to see who runs Hollywood.
Right.
The negative, not only through our TV screen, but the radio, the negative perceptions that we have of ourselves and the filth that's been, given to us for our ears to listen to. Who's at the top of that entertainment industry? You already know. Same people. We starting to understand who the man of sin is. It's the same people that put us into slavery. It's the same people that owned the ships. It's the same people that wrote the black codes. The same people that try to keep us down at every facet of our life. However, through all of the destruction that they have done to us, right? You still have black people that love them more and more. The more they destroy us, the more they love them, right? And so that's why the Lord has to reveal. That's why the Lord has to reveal certain things. You have to see who's really doing this, see who's behind this. For your brain to snap up out of that Stockholm syndrome, you have to be shown who the enemy is. You have to be shown who your oppressor is for you not to love your oppressor or have a love or affinity for your oppressor. Read on.
Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Now, are we starting to get an idea of who this man of sin is that has to be revealed? It is someone who's what was the term it said? Elevating itself above God. Everything that what did it say? Sluggy. Exalt. They're gonna be like, nigga, this said exalt. He said elevate. Adding to the scriptures. But anyway, it says this person is someone who exalts themselves over all that is called God. Can I get that picture back there? I'm gonna give you Negroes got to see something. Negroes got to see a actual example of who exalts themselves over all that is called God. These are the people who exalt themselves over everything that is called God. So much so that they didn't wrote themselves in as God. This one man is supposed to be God and the Father and the Holy. He's everything, right? He's everything. And this goes against Bible scripture. This goes against history. This goes against the Most High. This goes against the real Jesus Christ. How could you ever defend? I wish if this was camp. Right. Now we see who exalts themselves above everything that is called God. Right. I think that picture was commissioned by the Pope. Y'all know who the first Pope was? I forgot his name. Y'all got to get that for me, man. Y'all studious brothers in here. The first Pope was not a real Catholic. The first Pope was a little hat. And if you notice, the hats that they wear is the same. What's the difference? What's the difference in the hats? Kohar, what's the difference in the hat that the Pope wears and the hat that Netanyahu wears?
There is no.
It's no difference.
Did you still want me to get the definition for perdition?
If I could, please.
The Oxford Dictionary definition says a state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and unpenitent person passes after death. But I also have the Strong's definition from the Blue Letter Bible.
Yeah, let me get that one. Yeah.
Sir. Strong's info says from a presumed derivative, ruin or loss, physical, spiritual, or eternal, damnable, destruction, die, perdition.
Right, damnable people. That's what we're dealing with, right? The man of sin. Oh, you can keep going. Oh, what's the name again? Quatazar. Got you. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Right. So, okay. Let me see if y'all just caught this. Not only do he exalt himself over all that is called God, he opposeth all that is called God. The doctrines that are in the earth today all go against the Most High.
Right.
In the Christian church, right? And the only way that this doctrine could get into the Christian church is unless you have people subvert themselves and infiltrate the Christian church, right? For somebody to say, I don't follow after this religion, I'm really a Christian. How did the term Shekinah get into the church? Y'all know where Shekinah comes from, right? The Shekinah glory? Like the Shekinah glory that filled the room, Shekinah comes from the Kabbalah. Shekinah comes from the Kabbalah, where they say that the Lord has a female half. And Shekinah is the female half of God. And when you're at the Wailing Wall and you are rocking your pelvis back and forth, you're making a union with the female God. Got to be political with everything and how I do things. Go ahead.
I saw I was riding through Dover.
Yeah.
I never noticed it. So after you had brought that out before,
yeah.
And I saw like a Shekinah temple in Dover.
Damn, stop playing.
It's supposed to be like a Christian temple. It's right in town where all the brothers and sisters are.
And a lot of these brothers and sisters have been deceived to actually believe that they're serving the Lord when they're actually doing everything that opposes the Lord. Right? Most of a lot of Christian pastors are Masons, right? A lot of Christian pastors are Masons. The founding fathers, I hate to say that, the people who started America, founding fathers of America, what were they? Masons. George Washington, the dude that was the electric dude. Maybe my mind might be tripping. Franklin. All of them dudes, a lot of the people that signed the Declaration of Independence or whatever that was were Freemasons. A lot of Christian pastors are Freemasons. And they believe that they're serving the Lord. They really believe they're serving the Lord. Quahal. Yeah, so much so that you can say God is good, and a Christian will say all the time and all the time. What the hell? I seen that Captain Zariak just played a video where somebody was mad because they didn't know. The girl didn't know the term. Candace Owens didn't know the term, and they was trying to fry her like she or looking at her crazy because she don't know what the damn black slogan is. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. Just like nobody knows what the damn black anthem is. I didn't know that until somebody said, "Lift up every voice and sing." It's supposed to be the national black anthem. What's that? Come on, man. I don't want that to be my anthem. Lift my voice and sing? Nah. Lift my voice and yell. Goddamn. That's what the scriptures say.
Right.
That's what the scriptures say. Hold on, I'm gonna get y'all. Let me get y'all right real quick. Y'all bear with me, man. Y'all bear with me. I got a picture that I gotta show y'all because we gotta understand what we're dealing with. When it talks about people that oppose God, I'm gonna show you how you have to be careful in what you choose to follow and who you choose to believe. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all.
I don't come.
Give me 1 second. I gotta read on the fly. So y'all don't be like, hurry up, nigga. All right. All right, here go one of them. I'm gonna have, can you come up here real quick?
You need the mic out of one?
Yeah. He for sure gonna need the mic, right? And I'm sidebarring, right? And I'm showing y'all how Christians, Muslims, right? Because Muslims are Freemasons. George Washington, most of all your presidents were Freemasons. And I'm gonna show you how if you follow after any of these men, you are someone who opposes God, right? Or at least following after men who oppose God. You might think you're serving the Lord, but you're not. Let me get that. This is from what, Albert Pike?
Sir. Mm-hmm. It says Albert Pike planned 3 world wars.
This is Albert Pike. Is that Morals and Dogma at the bottom of that? I'm not sure if this is the same book. It says
fourth, it looks like Fourth Rye of the Rich, Griffin Paper or... Okay,
go ahead. I'm going to get another one from Morals and Dogma in a second. Go ahead.
Sir. Albert Pike planned 3 world wars.
Right. So if you know in his book, he was talking about these world wars. Right. Go ahead. And everybody started talking about, well, this dude right here, I won't even have to say what his nationality is. You already know. Right. He predicted 3 world wars. So is the Bible right? Or is the Bible true? What came first, the damn chicken or the egg? The chicken. I'm going to answer it for you. The chicken came first. Right? It's not hard for somebody to read the Bible and then start coming up with all these different philosophies and stuff like that. That's what everybody do. Right? Nobody has to sit back and think that this Edomite did anything spectacular because he talks about world wars in his book. Go ahead.
In a letter to Mazzani dated August 15th, 1871.
Let me see that name real quick. Let me see.
My I messing the name up, sir?
Salaki. What part was you reading?
The blue part.
Oh, you was okay. Salaki. Wars. Mazzini. Salaki. It was this other name that I was thinking about. Salaki. Go ahead. I ain't gonna stop you.
Khan Adawan Khan. In a letter to Mazzini dated August 15th, 1871, and until recently on display in the British Museum, wrote,
so this is in the British Museum. Go ahead.
We shall unleash the nihilist and the atheist, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism.
So he's showing how he's saying we'll show how pretty much like how atheism doesn't mean anything. Like we'll show to everybody that atheism is really BS. Go ahead.
Origin of savagery and the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the minority of the revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers.
So remember, these people, right? The language, if you don't understand the language, they talk about turning this person against this person, using this doctrine against, using the beliefs of this person against this person so that they can fight together and cause a cataclysm. Go ahead.
Against the minority of the revolutionaries.
Right. The minority would be the atheists. Right. Go ahead.
Will exterminate those destroyers of civilization and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity.
The multitude. What was that term?
Disillusion.
Disillusion with what?
Christianity.
Read on.
Will receive the pure light.
Will receive the pure light. What's the pure light? Go ahead.
Through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer. Good night.
What are we talking about here? That's actually you could I could send it to you and you could put it in that way if you want people to get a screenshot.
It says it's a letter.
Yeah, it's a letter
displayed in the British Museum. It just says Albert Pike planned 3 world wars.
And so could you back that up as
read a little bit
the disillusion part?
Khan Adawan Khan.
That Christians
will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity will receive the pure light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer.
Right. So why Christians believe in that, they get in you illuminated. You walking in the light. You know what Christ said. He's speaking to you and he knows your heart. When you're really getting the doctrine of who?
Lucifer.
Come on. Any more on that?
Concert.
Go ahead. The
destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time.
Right. So atheism, right, is going to be, they want atheism conquered. They want Christianity conquered. Islam, they fighting Islam now. You see that, right? And then what is everybody going to get at the end? What is going to be your supplement for your Christian religion? Your supplement for your atheistic religion, because that's a religion too, or your Islamic religion.
The pure doctrine of Lucifer.
That's what you about to get. That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me when I say you worshiping the devil. All right, look. One more. I got one more for you, Kahal. I ain't gonna go too far off into it, but I'm just showing you, right? You have to do your research out there. You got to. If you just allow yourself to just let some man tell you everything, then you need to be deceived. I don't encourage you to just do that. Anything that I say, that's why we read it. We'll show you the pictures. We'll show you everything so that you can go fact check. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so here, okay. 1 second. Okay, I got that one that I'm about to read. And y'all give me 1 second. They talk about Michael and the angels. Oh my God, if you are a Freemason, run. Get the hell out of Freemasonry. Because I remember talking to a brother, right? And he was like, it's not devil worship, man. It's not devil worship. I don't worship no devil because you a simple Negro at the bottom. you at the bottom.
Right.
You on level 2. You on the first level. Second level. You don't know nothing, man. You got to get above 30 to understand what you worshiping. Everybody above 30, 31, 32, and 33 understands what Freemasonry is about.
And Salaki, I have a quick question.
You got it.
Once you get to a certain level, don't they give you a chance to cast your beliefs aside? Is that something that happens?
Yeah. You got to denounce the Bible. You got to denounce the Bible, denounce the Quran, and something else. Who was that? Somebody was just telling me about that. Where that boy. I think that was Isaiah. All right. All right. So Blavatsky. All right. I'm gonna read Blavatsky. All right. This is the Manly P Hall. Now this is Manly P Hall on the 33rd degree. And I think this is one of them. What you said? You denounce the Bible. You denounce the Bible, and then you got to make a pledge or some shit. You got to make like an oath. Go ahead.
All right. I believe this is the Book of Black Magic by Arthur Edward Waite. It says 33 degree, page 244. So I guess that's his position.
Yeah. He's 33rd degree.
Sir.
Just like your George Washington, your Benjamin Franklins, your Christian pastors, your presidents, right? Go ahead.
First conjuring addressed to Emperor Lucifer. Emperor Lucifer, master and prince of rebellious spirits, I adjure thee to leave thine abode in whatever quarter of the world it may be situated, and come hither to communicate with me. And that was Arthur Edward Waite.
They literally asked Lucifer to come. Let me get it one more time. Let me get it one more time. They literally asking Lucifer to come hang out with them.
Good night.
So this is Morals and Dogma. Hold on 1 second. I think this is the one that I need. This is the one I need right there. The water for y'all bearing with me. But you got to get it.
All right. Albert Pike, 33 degree.
So is this, can you go to the bottom? Is this from Morals and Dogma?
Sir, let me get to it. Salaki, it says instructions to the 23rd Supreme Councils of the World, July 14th, 1889, recorded by A.C. Della Rive and La Femme El Infante, and then it has a long list.
Oh, okay. No sweat. But this is from the 1800s, right? 19th century. Go ahead.
Albert Pike, 33 degree. That which we must say to a crowd is we worship a God.
Right. Now, y'all know that Albert Pike wrote the 33rd degree ritual for that specific degree, which is the highest that you could receive in Masonry, right? Go ahead.
But it is the God that one adores without superstition.
It's the God without superstition, right? So what he's saying is the God of Christianity is the God of superstition, but the God that they worship is the God without superstition. Go ahead.
To you, sovereign grand inspectors general.
Right, they're talking to the sovereign grand inspectors. These are like titles inside of the Freemasonry. Go ahead.
We say this, that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd.
You may repeat it to who?
The brethren of the 32nd.
Of the 32nd. Go ahead.
The 31st.
The 31st.
And the 30th degrees.
And the 30th degrees. So everything that he's about to tell you, you can repeat it to someone who's 30, 31, 32nd degree. Of course, the 33rd degree is already going to know it.
Right.
This guy is a 33rd degree Mason. Go ahead.
The Masonic religion should be, by all of us, Salaki is a little blurry, by all of us, initiates of high degrees.
Right, initiates of high degrees.
Initiates of high degrees, Salakia. Maintain in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. So
the initiates of the higher degrees have to maintain what?
The Luciferian doctrine.
The Luciferian doctrine.
In the purity, it says.
The purity of the Luciferian doctrine. Read on.
If Lucifer were not God.
If Lucifer is not God, read on.
Would Adonai, whose deeds prove his cruelty.
They're saying Adonai. They're saying like Yahweh, like with his deeds prove his cruelty. They're saying that Yahweh's a cruel God.
Oh man,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah, Yahweh's a cruel God because he didn't want us to know. He didn't want us to eat from the tree of knowledge and good and evil. But Lucifer, or the snake, the serpent, came and gave people the light, gave people knowledge. Right? Go ahead.
Perdify, Salakia. Does that say perdify?
Periphery or something like that. Parody or I know what you're talking about.
And hatred of man. Barbarism.
They're saying that God, Yahweh, hated man. Right? Go ahead. Calling them a barbaric. Go ahead.
And repulsion for science.
And a repulsion for science. Go ahead.
Would Adonai and his priests culminate him? Yes, Lucifer is God.
Who?
Lucifer
is
God.
Who knows? Keep that spot. Who knows that Lucifer is God? What degrees in Masonry?
30, 31, 32, and 33.
Come on now. Now, ain't a lot of Christian pastors in the Freemasonry? A lot of Christian pastors are in the Freemasonry. The founding father, for sure we know the Caucasians. a lot of them. And then, black people follow after those guys, right? So black people will go into those organizations. I was just watching a video. It was like a Freemasonry session, but it was all black people. And I'm like, what the hell is this? What is going on here, man? What are we doing? Go ahead.
Then it continues saying, and unfortunately, Adonai is also God.
Right. And it says, unfortunately, Yahweh is God.
And they put it in a lowercase g.
And it's lowercase g, right? Very disrespectful. Very disrespectful people. These are the people who exalt themselves over God and who oppose it. God, I just wanted to show you that. If you good. I just wanted to show you that. It's where did you leave off at? Oh, it says, yes, Lucifer is God. And unfortunately, Adonai, or, what we say, Yahweh is also God. For the eternal law is that there is no light without shade, no beauty without ugliness, no white without black. It says, thus, the doctrine of Satanism is a heresy, and the true and pure philosophical religion is the belief in Lucifer, the equal of Adonai. But Lucifer, God of light and God of good, is struggling for humanity against Adonai, the God of darkness and evil. You talk. I'll take one too. Could you? Yeah, you got it.
So Salaki Adawan. So they basically want us to worship Satan.
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna be worshiping Lucifer. If it's up to them, You will. That's why you see, them tearing down religions. They're tearing down religions, right? They're they're tearing down religions. Like, this is this is my opinion. I'm gonna say this is my opinion. Religions are being tore down, right? Also, a lot of interracial marriages and integration is being pushed on everybody. You can't even see a commercial without it being
right
interracial, right? So this interracial doctrine is being pushed on us, right? So then, in the end, when nobody knows what their bloodline is, because when people are mixed, they tend to like not hate one side or the other. They say, "Oh, I'm everything. I'm a mud. I'm this. I'm that." So what they're trying to create is a race of people who don't know who they are. You can't say I'm this person because they done told you got 20,000 things mixed up in you, right? And then who prevails as the people that rules over you? It's going to be the people who don't support interracial marriages. We all know what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Israel, right? The Israelis, they don't support interracial marriage. They're still going to have their religion with the Talmud, the Kabbalah. They're going to still have all that when you don't have anything. And so what are they going to give you? The Talmud, the Kabbalah. And you are already viewing them as God's chosen people.
So these Edomites, they're going to war with each other about who's gonna rule what.
You talking about with Hamas and all that kind of stuff?
With this guy, how they want to worship Satan and the Jewish people out there, or they're on the same team?
Yeah, they're on the same team. Okay, let me show you one more thing. I'm gonna show you a quote real quick. And then this should help you understand that it's all the same. I'm gonna give you a quote and then I'm gonna move on because I want to get through that bottleneck theory for y'all, so y'all can see what they're trying to teach now. This is the new doctrine. This is how you explain how the Israelites essentially just changed their nationality. And of course, if anybody in the chat has a question, go ahead and type it in while I'm getting this. Okay, they don't like this dude. They don't like this guy because he say some stuff and he keep it real. And they call him anti-Semitic. Like, how you gonna call your own people? You just tell it like it is, right? And this is from Rabbi Isaac Wise. He says that Freemasonry. All right, I'm gonna just put little hat in the just substitute. Freemasonry is a little hat establishment whose history, grades, official appointments, passwords, and explanations are little hat from beginning to end. Right. So he said that Freemasonry is one of their establishments. Another establishment they created that they're behind, that you just don't know that they're behind it, and they really are. They really are. So this whole Luciferian doctrine is coming from these same people. When you read the Talmud, right? I have a copy of the Babylonian Talmud. It can only be Lucifer that gives you permission to sleep with a 3-year-old little girl. Jeez. Or a 9-year-old little boy, or whatever that age was. It's a kid. Not only was it a female, it was the male. You see what I'm saying? And then these age ranges that I've seen, and I'm like, wait a minute. When you look at the children that's abducted and taken here in America, they be around them same age range. When you look into a lot of these sex traffic rings, you start to see that it's a lot of them Rabbi Wises and stuff like that behind the rings. You know, it'd be other people that is that colluding? Colludes with them? Is that right? Cahoots? They're in cahoots with them, right? So I can't say that it's totally little hat because that'll get my video shut down. There's other people working with them too. I'm not going to say it's just one group of people because that's how they get you. They say, well, see, you just said it was all us. And it was this people, this people, this people, this people, and these people too.
So I said, we can say the nations, like in Psalm 83, are confederate against them.
Are confederate, right? They're all confederate. With Amalek being at the top. Like, we see Amalek's control. If you don't understand that Amalek controls everything, Amalek controls everything.
Right.
All right, could you read that scripture one more time that you was holding? The man of sin. Let me. What you was at still in 2 Thessalonians or 1 Thessalonians, whatever that was. Could you read that from verse 3? And let me get Obadiah 1. Because it said that this man of sin, right? This man of sin, he opposes God and he exalts himself over God, right? Go ahead.
The book of Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3.
Yeah, then I'm going to keep going.
Let no man deceive you.
Let no man deceive you.
By any means.
By any means. I asked, give me some deceptions that Christians go through, and y'all was able to name them. Deceptions that black people who follow Islam are under. And I just showed you Negroes who follow Freemason don't even know what they follow. You want the screenshots, I'll put them in the chat or, just ask me and I'll give them to you because they need to know too. A lot of times, because that ain't the only screenshots that I got from this book, right? And it says that in the book that if it's Christians in this lodge right here, this lodge is going to have a Bible. If it's Muslim people in this lodge right here, it's going to have a Quran in there. If it's Jewish people in this lodge right here, then it's going to have the Torah without everything else. So they make it palatable for everybody. Everybody at the bottom, Freemasonry at the bottom keeps the people who follows those religions, and they think that they're, this is a Christian organization and we're doing good. We're out here, we're helping the community and we're doing this and that. But really, you're just there so that somebody like me comes and say, man, Freemasonry is devil worship, Luciferian. And then you're like, because I don't worship the devil and stuff like that. That's all you there for. You're just like a flunky. But I have another, a slide that says, that you got to get picked to go up that high. Y'all not getting picked. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people that's not going to get picked. They're just out here just to portray like it's a good organization. Read on.
For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Falling away first, man. Falling away. Go ahead.
And that man of sin be revealed.
The man of sin is being revealed. Go ahead.
The son of perdition.
The son of perdition.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Right. We just read that. It's George Washington, right? They got a statue of George Washington like that.
Right.
Ain't that something like that? You got the thing going over.
Right.
Statue of George Washington. Anybody seen that? I think, if I'm not mistaken, somebody try to pull that picture up. It's George Washington, and if I'm not mistaken, he has his hands. He has two hands up at the top, and he got this. It's as above, so below. So he got some hands pointed towards the sky. Then he also has fingers pointed towards the floor. Somebody see if they can find that for me. You was able to find it? All right, y'all just give me 1 second. I might have to go over, man. I might have to go over Slagia. I'm going to show y'all something. I'm gonna show you something. Let's show you how from America's inception, it was Luciferian. From its inception. The brother putting a picture in here for me. Of course, if anybody has any questions, go ahead and type them in, man. If you got any statements, chime in. All right. All right. So you see these pictures, right? You see, this is Abraham Lincoln. Oh, no, I said Abraham Lincoln. What's this dude's name? George Washington. They all look alike, right?
Right.
They all fit the description. Yeah, they all fit the description. So he has. Can you bring up one specific one? Is okay? He has his right arm, his fingers pointed up to the sky, and then his left arm, is that pointing towards the floor? I can't see from here. Or is that just regular? Or is it like this? Is it pointing towards the ground?
He's holding the sword, sir.
Okay, he's holding the sword.
It's kind of like pointing towards the ground.
All right, close enough for me. Give me Baphomet. Because I know there's another picture. I know I've seen another picture with one hand facing forward, one hand facing down, right? The reference in as above, so below. Does anybody know what that term comes from? That term comes from the Kabbalah. So you have the Kabbalah tree, right? This is the regular tree that everybody knows, but what they don't know is it has a backhand side of the tree. So you have the tree, but then you have another part of the tree like this. So you have the tree going up. That tree will be, in some pictures, you'll see that tree, it'll look like it's living. And then the tree that's below it, mirroring it opposite, that's facing down, will be like dead. So as above, so below, and it's Luciferian. You're supposed to travel through these damn what the hell do they call them? The Sephirots, them circle things. You're supposed to travel through them, and then these are supposed to be emanations from God. And you travel through these damn Sephirots and you chant. Don't forget the chanting part. You gotta chant, and you gotta say some. We don't know what the hell you gotta say, right? And you gotta say these things, and this is supposed to bring you closer to God. This is how you know God, from moving through this Sephiroth thing. But what people don't understand is it make you go damn crazy. A lot of these dudes who follow out the Kabbalah and doing all that chanting and stuff end up going crazy. Oh, Baphomet. Come on, man. You can't tell me that's not the same. Can you grab that for me? You can't tell me that's not the same. Is that tracking? Hey, that look close enough for me. It's like, what? Should I take it? Which one is it? Okay, the track is low. So like it. But, and the reason why I showed y'all that picture of Baphomet, right, is because Baphomet is worshipped in these religions. Did y'all see that book that was, you could see the book, it should be on TikTok or something like that, where the guy, he flicks through the book and it has Hebrew in it, and it shows all this like pagan stuff, like show these pictures and stuff like that. And at the end of the book is Baphomet sitting there. Like at the beginning of the book, it shows like, you know, like the Shield of David and all that kind of stuff.
It's talking about like vibrations and all that.
Something crazy. I don't know what the hell. I tried to get I screenshotted some shots from it, right? And I got one of them language editors, and I was trying to see what it meant. Sometimes it only catch certain parts because it's too dark. You know what I mean? It only catch certain parts. But That's at the, of course, that's the God of these religions, man. That's the God of these religions.
Salakia.
You got it.
And this been going on since Adam and Eve?
No. That hasn't been going on since Adam and Eve. That goofy religion, this Talmudism and Kabbalism is from, they say, from Babylon. That stuff come out of Babylon. All it is remixed Babylonian garbage. Remixed Babylonian garbage remixed. That's all it is. Let me get open. Oh no, you finish out what you got.
Or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God.
He sits in the temple of God, right? We just showed you an example. Caesar Borgia. Go ahead. You can drop that. Give me Obadiah.
You want me to start at verse 1?
Yeah, I think it's verse 1.
I don't want to slack you.
Or it's close to verse 1, something like that.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Concerning Edom.
Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord. And an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Right. So this is a vision that came to Obadiah about a specific people, which are the Edomites. Right. I'm going to show you who the Edomites are in a second. Read on.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Right.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
The pride of that, like, he's talking to the Edomites, and he's telling them that the pride of their heart has deceived them. These pumped, arrogant pieces of garbage think that they are literally better than us. They think that they better than the children of the Lord. When look, look, they come up with like stuff like IQ tests to try to prove that they smarter than us. They'll come up with all these type of gadgets and gadgets to try to prove that they smarter than us. But then we still always excel. They like, well, God damn it, it's nothing that I can do to keep these people down. How come after slavery, 50 something years, 60 something years, we got Tulsa, Oklahoma, all that kind of stuff like that? While we're separated from them. As soon as Negroes take us and integrate us with them, there we go. Read on.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Where do they dwell?
In the clefts of the rock.
Who sleeps in the rocks?
Esau.
Esau. Another name for Esau today would be?
The so-called white man.
Right. Or Caucasians, right?
Salakia.
We know that for sure, Caucasians. I'm going to just say it that way, right? Just to be politically correct, I guess. Slept in the Caucasus Mountains. Go ahead.
Whose habitation is high.
Their habitation is what?
High.
Even in did y'all see that them pictures of they call it Petra? The pictures in Petra, how it's cut out the rock, right? But it looked just like Wall Street. The front of it, the front of the building, like the front of the mountain looked literally like Wall Street, like the pillars and how the front of the Wall Street building look. Read on.
That saith in his heart.
What did he say in his heart?
Who shall bring me down to the ground?
Who's going to bring me down to the ground? Like they started a space force. Like, what do you think a space force is for?
Our King's return.
Right, to fight. Right, they plan on fighting somebody. Right. Either they plan on fighting somebody.
Verse 4. Thou that exalt thyself as the eagle.
They exalt themselves as the eagle. Now throughout it, and you know what? The Lord always gives you little crumbs so that you can find out who's who. Like everybody has characteristics. Everybody had people wonder, like, how was you able to come up with the 12 tribes charter? How are you able to figure out these people are these people or these people is that people? Because everybody has characteristics about themselves that you just can't get away from. Right. And these people specifically exalt themselves as the eagle. Not only do they exalt themselves as the eagle, they think of themselves as the goddamn eagle. They use the symbol they use the symbol on everything. Every European nation damn near got the eagle as their symbol. And I believe like maybe Egypt or somebody else used the eagle. I've seen it somewhere. But this is speaking about Esau, right? Read on.
Thou exalt Salakia, and though thou set thy nest among the stars.
Though thou set thy nest among the stars. What does that mean? What does that mean to set your nest amongst the stars?
To like be in high places.
To be in high places. What else does that mean? It's a what y'all like to say, a double entendre? It's a double, twofold. They set themselves amongst the habitations is high, but what else? Think outside the box.
Space travel?
Who's the stars?
They exalt themselves above God's chosen people.
Right, the stars. We're stars too. You see what I'm saying? I believe that's what's that in Revelations. One of them, it refers to the lady in the I think it's in Revelations. My man. Read on.
Thence will I bring thee down.
Thence will I bring thee down,
saith the Lord.
Saith the Most High. Now, and this is a little coincidence right here, right? That when they said one giant step for mankind, and all that. What year was that? That was 1969 when they supposedly went to the moon. And 1969 also was when this organization was started. Thence will I bring you. Get your ass down here. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5. If thieves came to thee.
You can drop that. All right. Of course, if anybody has any questions in the chat, let me know if we have any questions in the chat. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start right here. Kohal, if you could take it from right here, life and history of Esau. All right. I'm gonna just read this paragraph right here, right? And then I'm gonna move to y'all seen that Josephus? Y'all know where Josephus at? Can I get that Josephus right there? So I'm gonna read that little spot right there and then these. All right. So this little spot right here. But for sure, let them know who wrote this. So the one before that one. Little tiny paragraph. I need that little tiny part right there.
All right. So this is who is Esau Edom?
So I don't have to answer the question who Esau is, who Edom is. I'm gonna let the scholars answer it, right?
And this is by Charles A. Wiseman.
Right. I'm a scholar. But I ain't gonna let my scholarship show, because then that could get me called anti-Semitic. That could get me called. You get my stuff shut down. So I got to use their scholars.
Right.
And what was his name again? I forgot.
It is Charles A. Wiseman.
There we go.
All right. So this is. I believe this looks like the starting at chapter 1. It says life and history of Esau. Esau was the firstborn of Isaac, and thus was heir to the birthright derived from the direct racial lineage of Adam,
right,
to Noah, to Abraham. Thus Esau was racially an Adamite, a Semite, and a Hebrew. The racial stock of the white race.
The racial stock of who?
The white race.
Esau was who?
The white race.
Edomites today are who?
The white race.
And this is coming from somebody representing that race. Right. Go ahead. And let me throw this out there too. It doesn't matter what religion you follow. If you are a Caucasian man, you are an Edomite. It doesn't matter if you follow after the religion of Buddhism, atheism, or whatever that is. Judaism, Christianity, Islam. It doesn't matter what nation or what religion you follow. You are an Edomite if you are Caucasian. Go ahead.
Concern. John Hyrcanus conquered the whole of Edom.
John Hyrcanus, right, was a brother that conquered all of Edom. Where can you find that at? You can read it. You can read about that, and I think it's this book right here. If it's not the Apocrypha, that story, John Hyrcanus is definitely in the Apocrypha. You for sure can read that, what he's reading right here in Josephus. Go ahead.
And undertook the forced conversion of its inhabitants to Judaism.
What happened? Read that one more time from the top.
John Hyrcanus conquered the whole of Edom and undertook the forced conversion of its inhabitants to Judaism.
Right. So he conquered Edom and he forced them to, he conquered them and then what did that last part say?
Undertook the forced conversion of its inhabitants to Judaism.
Right. So he forced their conversion, forced them to stop following after what they were following after, those gods and stuff like that they used to follow, and he made them follow the law, statutes, and commandments. He made them follow Yahweh. Right. Which that will happen again. Right. It's not wrong for the brother to do that because we will. When Christ come back, there will be no Judaism, there will be no Islam, there will be no, different false religions, right? Go ahead.
Thenceforth, the Edomites became a section of Jewish people.
Right. And if you want to hear it, it's in Antiquities of the Jews. It's on my page 327, chapter 7, and it's down at 9. Like, I'm not sure how this go, but it's like, I guess verse 9 or section 9. It says, Costabarus was an Edomite by birth. It says he was an ancestor of a priest. He was one whose ancestors had been priests to the Kozi, who the Edomites had esteemed as a god, right? Y'all ever seen the god Kozi? I think I got a picture of Kozi. No, Kos. That's what it is. I actually have the picture on my phone. That's not it. All right, keep going. Oh no, I'm gonna keep going. Maybe I'll have the picture of Kos the next time, right? So it says, but after Hyrcanus had made a change in their political government and made them receive the Jewish customs and law, Herod made this guy a governor of Idumea and Gaza, and gave him his master's wife. And this was upon his slaughter of this person. It says, and after they were conquered, commanded him or that the Idumeans should make use of Jewish customs or be subject to them. So this is coming from Josephus. All right. Could you read that part that you got one more time?
John Hyrcanus conquered the whole of Edom and undertook the forced conversion of its inhabitants to Judaism. Thenceforth, the Edomites became a section of the Jewish people. Thus, at this juncture of time, the Edomites were then incorporated with the Jewish nation.
Right. And also I have in Antiquities of the Jews, chapter 9 and section 1, it says, Hyrcanus took also Dora and Marissa, right? These are cities of Idumea, and subdued all the Idumeans and permitted them to stay in that country if they would circumcise their genitals and would circumcise their genitals and make use of the laws of the Jews. And they were so desirous of living in the country of their forefathers that they submitted to the use of circumcision and the rest of the Jewish ways of living, at which time, therefore, this befell them that they were hereafter no other than Jews, right? Because they wanted to stay in the land of their fathers that much. They said, okay, we'll go ahead and circumcise our genitals. We'll go ahead and follow after your laws, right? And then now they were called Jews.
At that time, were we mixing with them?
That I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I don't have any history of us mingling and mixing with them, but I do know that there was like 3 of these conversions in history. So you have that one, you have the Khazar conversion, and then you have the Khazar conversion, and then you have those are 2 major conversions, and then you have the people that came out of Rome in the 8th century. You have the people that came out of Rome in the 8th century. One of the main families being the Colonimus family, which I'm gonna let their scholars tell you. And they moved up into the Rhineland, or whatever they call the Rhineland, and that family is, responsible for like all the Jewish people that live there, and they make up European Jewry make up 90% of the Jews, and they're saying that 90% of the Jews that we see today come from Rome. They come from Rome. What are we even talking about here? Why do I even got to go through this? All right, keep going. You can keep going. Then I'm gonna play my video before
Thus, at this juncture of time, the Edomites were then incorporated with the Jewish nation, and their country was called by the Greeks and Romans Idumea.
It would call what?
Idumea.
So when you read about Herod, no, not Herod. The Greeks being Idumeans, I think it was that Herod? No, not Herod. In the Apocrypha. Who's in the Apocrypha? Which one did the dude from the Apocrypha? Antiochus. What was the one before him? Alexander and all them being Idumeans. These are all Caucasians. Right. Well, what are we talking about here? Nah. But so we know literally that Greeks are Edomites. Right. They call them that. They call them Edomites. Who comes out of the Greeks? Romans. Even during the period of time of the Romans ruling, in Judea, they called it the Greco-Roman period. What are we talking about here? Go ahead.
But the tide turned in favor of the Edomite faction.
The tide turned in favor of who?
The Edomite faction.
Look, let me tell you something. You know how we get. We start being around the other nations. We start following after the other nations. We start sinning against the Lord, right? Lord put us in captivity. Do they go in captivity when we go in captivity? My man, give him a hand. I had to see where that came from. I was like, was that my son? God damn. Right? So they didn't go in captivity. They got a chance to say, to keep saying that I'm Jewish. Right? Oh, man. They got a chance to continue to keep saying who they were while in our captivities, the Lord made do with what he said he was going to do with us. And Jeremiah says that we would lose our heritage. right? And heritage is connected with land. Heritage is connected with a lot of things, and we lost that. And so the people who never lost their identity, who says, you know, we could trace our lineage all the way back to this time. I'm pretty sure you could, but the Bible didn't say that the Israelites would be able to trace their identity back to this temple or that temple. It said that they would lose their identity. Read on.
But the tide turned in favor of the Edomite faction when Julius Caesar made Antipater an Edomite.
He made Antipater, which is an Edomite. It says he made him an Edomite? Wait a minute.
It says, but the tide turned in favor of the Edomite faction when Julius Caesar made Antipater an Edomite procurator. So he made him a procurator.
Yeah, so he made Antipater, which is an Edomite, procurator over Judea, right? Or something like that.
Cancer.
You got it.
A procurator of Judea in 47 BC. When Antipater was killed 4 years later, his son Herod gained power, but was rejected by the Judites.
Right, the Judites, right? And we know about Herod.
Right.
We know about Herod. What did Herod do that was very significant?
Was he trying to hunt down Christ?
Yes. That my man. He was trying to hunt down Christ. He was like, he told the three dudes, yo, go find them because I want to worship them. But really, he was being Esau. Right. He was being what? A cunning hunter. Right? Because he was hunting Christ, but he was trying to do it under the guise of, hey, I'm just trying to worship him.
Right.
Right, read on.
Herod shrewdly gained the support of Rome. With a Roman army at his heels, he returned to Palestine. And after a six-month siege, he captured Jerusalem and became king of Judea in 37 BC.
Right. And so we all know history from there. So let me see. So we got that part. Is this from? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna read one more thing. I'm gonna read two more. God damn it. All right, I'm gonna read that right here on this page right here. On page 10 and 18. Page 10 and 18. 10 and 18. Then I'm really gonna show you the video this time. Sorry. Go ahead.
The best historical evidence, therefore, shows that the Jews are not descended directly from the Israelites.
Right. This is from Charles Weissman. All right, which, you know, he's talking about his own nationality. I mean, he is so-called Jew. Like it.
The Israelites of the Bible, but derive much of their ancestry from the Khazars and other people of Turkish Asiatic blood. The Khazars are also of Edomite stock.
They are what?
Of Edomite stock.
The Edomites are of what?
The Khazars are also of Edomite stock. And both stocks make up the present day Jews, as the historian H.J. Wells states.
We have H.G. Wells. We have his book in here too. He's a historian. He wrote on, you know, the Greeks, the Romans, the Persians, the Medes, this person, that person. Like, he's a historian that wrote on everybody, right? So, and he's credible. So go ahead with it. What did H.G. Wells say?
H.G. Wells states the Idumeans, Edomites, were made Jews.
They were what?
Made Jews.
That's what we just read. Josephus and the other history somewhere else that we just read it corroborates what this is what he's saying, right? H.G. Wells said. Go ahead.
And a Turkish people, Khazars, were mainly Jews in South Russia. The main part of
where was they at though?
In South Russia.
The Rhineland. Go ahead.
The main part of Jewry never was in Judea and had never come out of Judea. According to the Jewish encyclopedia, the original stock of the Khazars came from the land of Edom.
And that's from what encyclopedia, real quick?
That was from the Jewish encyclopedia.
So you gotta make sure you read those sources. You gotta make sure you read the source. Like, this is where that came from. Most High in Christ. My man, 50 grand. All right, and page 18. And then I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. It's the bottleneck theory. The bottleneck theory, right? You gotta, it's crazy. The bottleneck theory seeks, why he's getting that, right? It's page 18. The bottleneck theory seeks to explain how Israelites were dark-skinned people and throughout history turned into Caucasian people. All right, that's what the bottleneck theory is. Go ahead.
Salakia, you'd like me to start here?
Yeah.
Page 18. We can identify who is Esau Edom by reading in the script Bible what was written about him.
Right. Well, you can kind of start to, see who this person is just by reading the characteristics of this person, right? He was a cunning hunter. Certain things about him that you like, wait a minute, right? He didn't have any brotherhoods, stuff like that, right? Like, wait a minute, when I sit back, who are these people today? Go ahead.
What was written about him, what he was to be doing on stage, Earth, was his role was to be.
What is his role? Go ahead.
And what characteristics and attributes were assigned to his to this actor by the author, God. We then need to compare all this to historical and current events and see if any of the persons or nations involved fit the role of Esau Edom or possess any of his attributes.
Or any of his attributes. Go ahead.
Just like when we see a creature who has a flattened, scaly tail.
So we see a creature that has a flattened, scaly tail. Read on.
Who cuts down trees.
He cuts down trees. He sees a tree, right? He cut it down.
With its teeth.
But you see him cut down this tree, and he's doing it with his teeth. Read on.
Has thick brownish fur.
Right. And when I look at this animal cutting down this tree with his teeth, he has brown fur. Go ahead.
Prodigiously builds dams.
Right. And he builds dams with the wood that he's chewing off the tree. Right. Go ahead.
Has aquatic habits.
He's aquatic habits. Salakia.
And is warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded.
We can identify as a beaver.
Right. I can say, you know what? That's a beaver. He has aquatic habits. He's brown. He got a flat tail, scaly. Ooh, we got teeth this big, chewing down trees, and he's making dams. That's a beaver. Come on now. That's a beaver. I'm not going to look at that and say, that's a giraffe. No, I'm going to look at that and say, that's a beaver. The same way we look at these people and we say, that's Amalek. That can't be anybody else other than Amalek. Let's look at what happened. Let's look at what's going on with Hamas right now. Over 30-something thousand people unalived. Most of them being who? Women and children. When the Israelites was in the wilderness trying to pass through the land, who did Amalek kill? Or unalived? Women and children. Nobody has that spirit to just want to just be that savage against women and kids like that. That's great. Even Hamas said, man, we're in the open fields. Hamas said they're killing they're unaliving our kids and our parents in their houses when they sleeping at night, where they supposed to be safe. The battlefield is right here. The battlefield ain't right there. where people are sleeping. The battlefield right out here where these tunnels is at. Y'all seen those videos? Y'all seen those videos with them popping up out them tunnels? With the they call them Yasin missiles. Man, look. Y'all watch some of them videos. They popping up like
Palestinians?
what? Think it's a game. You can't get fooled by the media, mainly mainstream media, because the New York Times, right, was one of the main purporters of this story that Hamas had was like burning babies and raping babies or something like that. But then it came back out that none of that really happened. Even after Donald Trump, even after Joe Biden was echoing that, he was up there like, oh, yeah, I seen the pictures. Never thought I would see it. Killing babies.
That's crazy.
They came back out like the next day or the day after that with an article, the words was written this small. Can y'all see this? The words was written this small, saying that he didn't really see it. But it's after it's already been ingrained in our heads. It's already been ingrained in our brains. And then when you come and tell us that, when you come and say it's fake, it should be just as loud as you said this was happening. But no, it was this loud. Everybody still thinks that they was over there burning babies and raping people. Remember they said they was over there raping people. You notice whenever they come out with a story, the stories are so horrific. I'm like, damn, all that going on? How the hell you going? All that? Story comes back out now. New York Times is retracting those statements and everything that these people then said. Come on, man. All right, you can finish that.
Sir.
Any more on that?
Kind of one kind.
All right.
God had assigned these roles and characteristics to the beaver, and they are permanent marks of its identification. In like manner, the script of God reveals certain roles and characteristics surrounding Esau, Edom, by which we can identify this people. From the foregoing chapter, we have one good clue as to who may occupy the character of Esau, Edom, that being the Jewish people.
Oh man, I didn't say that, y'all. I didn't, you know what I mean? I can, like, okay, at some point we can't be scared to say what the hell the books is, what they're writing in their own books. You see what I'm saying? Like, we understand the play. We understand that you're gonna call us these names, you're gonna do all that. So what? I'll just start a new channel. That's what you wrote. I didn't write it. It wasn't penned by these hands. Who authored that book, real quick?
Sir. It was Charles A. Wiseman.
Okay, there we go. All right, now let me get this bottleneck theory for y'all. Let me get this real quick. Let me see if I can get in there, get this for you. Bottleneck theory. How am I going? All right, so I want to share my screen. The water Hebrew. So I'm gonna share my screen. I want that right there. So I think that's what they see right now. Can you go on you got your phone on you? I think that's what they're watching right now. Did I? Oh, okay. Bomb, Salaki. I'm all staring. Yeah, I'm acting like I'm okay. Here we go. And I'm gonna make that big and be small. And so this guy right here, his name is Dr. Abramson. And they're looking at me. Okay. Boom. His name is Dr. Abramson.
He died normal death.
And he's trying to explain
what did they learn
bottleneck
from
theory and how the Jews
teeth and the DNA?
How the Jews went from being dark skinned, or let's not even say that. Let's just say how they changed from one nationality to the next, right? Because we come in all shades, so we can't say how we turn from one color to the next because we come in all shades. All right. Yeah, and that's him.
Basically, they were able to date the family.
Oh, one more thing. Now, the reason why he's going into all this, if you look at this video, if y'all take the name of this video, when you look at some minutes before, he shows Kyrie Irving, and this is when they was coming out talking about the Jews being black and stuff like that, right? So he's making this video to try to explain what Kyrie and the Israelites and everybody's like this new doctrine everybody's all up in arms about when it's not nothing new.
Founder event. I'll explain what that means. And
No.
it has huge implications for our question of Jews and color.
It's called the
So have a
founder
look at
event.
this diagram here, which shows a genetic bottleneck. The bottom end is earlier in time, and the top end is contemporary.
So y'all see the Jews in ancient Israel at the bottom,
Jews in
modern
ancient
Ashkenazis
history,
at the
right?
top.
Jews living in the land of Israel for millennia, and then they have and at the very top, this is modern Ashkenazi Jews. Me, and I assume a lot of people on this call. In the ancient period, you've got lots of people mixing in with the small original Jewish community that's associated with Abraham. You have people like
you see how he's framing it. That all these people, you see the Edomites, these are Edomites. He's saying that Ruth was the Moabite, and I don't even know what the hell this is, but he's saying that these people were mixing with the ancient Israelites.
Moab and other historical sources have people like Antipater, who came from Idumea. You have Helena of Adiambene. These are just like famous, well-known people. But obviously, there are thousands of just neighboring peoples who end up marrying in this small group that trace their lineage back to the Exodus and beyond. So they're living in the land of Israel, slowly incorporating other peoples in their genetic.
So if you listen to him, he's trying to explain to you how these people are changing because
the Great War of 66 through 74, which resulted in the destruction of the temple and a massive number of Jewish slaves shipped off to Rome. Josephus, who was our primary source for this period, he often exaggerates numbers, but many historians think he's probably pretty accurate in this period. He writes about 97,000 Jews being shipped off into slavery. And then 60 years later, you have another revolt, the Bar Kokhba rebellion. And in 135, the land is once again, denuded of people, particularly in Judea itself. And Jews are shipped off to Rome for the slave markets, or also in Asia Minor and other places. So you've got now a big population of Jews living in Rome. And by the way, there was a population of Jews living in Rome that predated the war. There's references to
so now
in a lot of the rabbinic literature.
How he's trying to explain them being in Rome.
Century
they were in Rome as
slaves. Some scattered references for the 2nd century before the Common Era, when Judah Maccabee first made a pact with the Romans.
We just looked at the cockamamie story. We'll just listen to
evidence from Cicero and various other Roman authors. So now we've got a big population in Rome of Jews, and they become free after some time, and they're significant.
Now, mind you, when they say that this right here, that's the square in the middle where it says 100,000 plus Jews sent as slaves to Rome, 1st, 2nd century, right? Wasn't Jews already in Rome? We read about Christ and the disciples and all that. They was a lot of times they were in Rome. But he's saying that the Jews were shipped there.
With South Italians, and then later with North Italians. And then you have the founder event.
The founder event.
This is something which we actually have described in Jewish literary sources. So this is not like a new surprise to us at all. Sometime around the year 800, a small group of Jews left northern Italy. We even know the names of some of them. The Colonimus family, for example. They left their homes in northern Italy, and they made their way up to the Rhineland in contemporary Germany. Those people form the nucleus of Ashkenazi Jewry. This is attested not only in the literary record that
they said a small group of people from Rome, from Italy, went up to the Rhineland, right? And that small group started what you know today as Ashkenazi Jews. Now, how somebody look up the percentage? Ashkenazi Jews make up what percentage of the Jews today?
I think it's 1%.
I think it's it's higher.
So it's higher?
Yeah, it's higher. It should be like 90.
Salaki, I see something that says following the Holocaust, some sources place Ashkenazim today as making up approximately 83 to 85% of Jews worldwide.
Oh, they didn't took that down a lot. I got 90%.
For a different source.
Right. And so, okay, let's just even say 85. Let's just even say 85. Right, because the other 15 would be Sephardic. Those would be the ones that came out of Spain, right? So let's say they say a small group of people, right, left Rome, went up to the Rhineland and created what we know as Ashkenazi Jewry today, right? Which would be, let's just say 85% of Jews. So if they all concentrated in this one place, 85% of them, how was they scattered into all nations? It's not possible. Just don't even make sense. When you listen to one of them try to explain that they was just so persecuted and just sent in all our nations, that literally don't make any sense, right? What you got back there as a rabbit car? I know you got something.
No, it just says, just stamping on your point. It says today Ashkenazim, plural for Ashkenazi, constitute more than 80% of all the Jews in the world.
Yeah.
Vastly outnumbering Sephardic Jews.
Right. And so if all of them, if this small family went to this one place and they're responsible for all these people that was just in this one place, how was they scattered everywhere? They all right here, central, and just concentrated in one spot.
Right.
It didn't say that some of them went here, and there. He literally cutting himself with this bottleneck theory. Go ahead. I'm saying go ahead to my damn self.
We have of the origins of Ashkenazim, but we also have some interesting DNA evidence that predates this particular study from Erfurt.
DNA
that even shows that roughly half of Levites who come from Ashkenaz are descended from just 4 women, 4 presumably Italian women who marry Jewish men, and Judaism is matrilineal, so. And these are going to be,
and they said Judaism is what?
Representatives
matrilineal.
of rabbinic culture. So
the Bible is what?
Conversion going on
patrilineal.
But anyways, let's go back to where we are here. The founder event happens in around 800 CE, and the remains that were studied in this particular paper come from Erfurt a good 500 years later.
So 500 years later, they got
the
some
DNA
they got some copper.
They're able to
from out the damn ground, and they said that
backwards that specifically prove this point that they all descend from a small group of northern Italians in particular. One thing that is not supported by the data, and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole here.
One thing that's not supported by the data is this. Y'all don't see my book in here, man. Y'all don't see the genealogy book in here. I can't get up. Quahal, can you check right here? Because that look like the rest of my books right there. You don't see no burgundy looking book with a cover that say genealogy, little hat genealogy? Man.
I can search for it.
No, you good. You too well. And why do I say that, right? Because in this book, right, I got a book that I got from out of like the library or something. And it's the genealogy of little hats. And in that book, he specifically goes into the Khazars, right? Because he says what? His wife is a Khazar. The guy writing the book says that his wife is a Khazar, and that it's them knowing that their Khazars was passed down through their families. They know it. That like this whole the Khazarian thesis is not supported by data. Yeah, it is supported by data. Now, am I saying that the majority of them are Khazars? No, I'm not saying that. And people got to stop saying that. However, we do know that the majority of them come from Rome. That's where they come from. They are Roman converts. Look at this is called Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer. Inside of here, you'll see other men like Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi some other stuff. These are Roman converts. They'll tell you that these are Roman converts. The people they're sages, the people that they learn from are Roman converts. So if you're literally telling me that they're Roman converts, how can I believe that you're the real people? That don't make any sense. All this conversion going on, but somehow you still the real people. That makes no sense. They'll admit to all this different conversions. But how are you? But it's still in the same breath say that you are the children of God. You are the people from the book. All the while, we sitting here and we get deemed anti-Semitic. We get deemed all these names if we come and try to reclaim our identity. If a people with no identity try to find their identity, we're getting demonized for trying to find our identity. Kwayaswan, what type? That's crazy. Why are we getting demonized for trying to find our identity? Because our identity was stolen. There is a force out here that don't want you to find out. They want you to continue thinking you Egyptian. They want you to continue thinking you Christian. That ain't even a damn nationality. You ask a black man what's your nationality, he gonna give you religion for his nationality. He gonna say he a Christian, Muslim, and everything under the sun other than an Israelite, other than a bloodline people. That's the bottleneck theory right there. This, you know what the bottleneck theory does, right? It's replacement theology. It's no different than Christianity. It's no different than Islam. What it seeks to do is replace a new group of people with the old group of people. The old group of people, the original people, the Israelites in Israel, we know what they look like. We've seen them on the walls of Egypt. But then this theory seeks to replace them with a new people. That's all it is. Bottleneck theory, the founder event is just replacement theology. That's all it is. All right, I'm going to get one more scripture, and then we getting out of here, right? And if you want to, real quick, and if you want to hear it from their scholars, this is Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer. You know what he says in chapter 24 when he talks about Nimrod and the Tower of Babel? It says, Noah brought his sons and his grandsons, and he blessed them with their settlements. And he gave them an inheritance, all the earth. He especially blessed Shem and his sons, making them dark but comely. What are we talking about here? Literally. What the hell are we? Why? You know what's crazy? You know what people do? This is another tactic too. You put out truth, but then you put out a lot of falsehood. So then people don't know what the hell to believe. But the truth is really literally sitting there. Right, but then because you don't know what to believe, you know what? It's just too much for me, man. It's just too much for my brain to comprehend. So you know what? Forget about it. Let me just continue on with my life. Yeah, that's what it says. It made Shem and his sons dark but comely. This is coming from Rabbi Eliezer. And he gave them the habitable earth. He blessed Ham and his sons, black as the raven, gave them as an inheritance the coast of the sea. And he blessed Japheth and his sons, making them entirely white. Who said that anyway? Where does that Japheth the white man come from? Oh, well, I don't know. Somebody tell me where. Because I heard that. Who says that Japheth is the white man? Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, because I've heard that before. That Japheth is Caucasian people. Because matter of fact, I remember watching this debate, right? And he was like, "Nuh-uh, Esau is Japheth." No. He said, nah, Esau ain't the white man because the white man come from Japheth. Esau is the Arabs. I said, look. Of course, I'm not in the debate. I'm watching it on my TV. But just even logic kicks in, right? Remember that scripture that you read earlier today, Kohal? And it said, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. So if Esau is not the white man, right, that we're under right now, and he is the Arabs, that means we have to go into another captivity before we can rule. Because Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning that follows. If Esau is not the people that we under right now, and we're not the next to rule, then that means we got to go in another captivity before we rule, nigga. What kind of doctrine is that? Man, you got to change that. you got to change that doctrine, because I'm not going in another captivity. This is it. This is it. Hope this is it for y'all too. All right, one more scripture. Galatians 5:14, and we gonna get it on that, y'all. I had it sitting on this bottleneck. They probably like, nigga, take it off the bottleneck. I got y'all. So never let them tell you that Esau is not Caucasian people. Because if Esau is not Caucasian people, we in for a whole nother world of hurt. And we was already under these people. God, I mean, come on now. We was already under the Arabs.
So you said Galatians.
Galatians, is that 5:14? I don't got my sword up here, so I
Start off saying for all the law is fulfilled.
yeah, give me that.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
For all the law is fulfilled in one word.
See, today is what? Today is brotherhood. And all the law is what? Fulfilled in one word. And what's that one word?
Even in this thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. Which is who? Brotherhood. Y'all do know that neighbor means brother, right?
Right.
Okay, because, it's not. Yeah. All right, so then, yeah, you have to follow the law. Then the law, statutes, and commandments ain't done away with. Because you have to be a brother to your brother in order to follow these laws, man. If I'm a brother to you, then by proxy, I'm going to follow the laws, because it's certain things that I'm never going to do to hurt or harm you, which is contained in the law. You see what I'm saying? So Christians teaching us that we don't have to follow any laws creates a people that has no brotherhood. And then, we'll try to, we just don't have any brotherhood. We'll fight each other over everything. We'll fight each other over red and blue. We'll fight each other over everything. Your sneaks is different from mine. Your face looks different from mine. Or, I don't know, whatever. It just keeps us unbrotherly. All right. And with that being said, unless anybody has anything else, man, we getting up out of here. I'm going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Matazia Allah. Let me get you right.
ISUPK security announcements.
Oh, I did have it the right way. No, I thought I was going the wrong way, so that's my fault.
ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves in the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they will seek counsel from the heads. Tithe, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in Hebrew. Ma'ashera, that's 10% for every increase that the Lord gives you. There's a black box right up here in the corner of the podium that you can put your tithes in. Priest funds, free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. It's whatever amount you'd like to donate. We have a refrigerator in the back for your libations. We accept bottles. All right. Upcoming holy convocations. That Passover is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
Coming up real fast. April 20th, Durham, North Carolina. Prepare properly when you're traveling, or when you come back. We're going to be in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, so make sure everything is out of your house that has leavening in it. All right. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that being said, in Israel, Amijah, would you like to stand? In Israel, Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakathon, Yazmatah. SARS means determined. We're going to get a sister courtesy slip, Sister Amijah. Men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak,
Yahweh Shamar Alatham Bashim Yahushai.
Yazmatah. Class dismissed.